We're focusing on even more celebs who have spoken out about their marijuana use. Here are the top 10 celebrity potheads. Woody Harrelson. A simple Google search will turn up a plethora of information about Woody's fondness for the chronic. Harrelson isn't just lounging around on a pile of riches and getting blazed. Despite being one of the most successful and long-lasting mainstream actors of his generation. No. He's concerned with the concerns of ordinary people. And he was previously detained for sowing hemp seeds in the name of a vision for legal marijuana farming. Woody's high was effectively put to rest in 2016, when the state of Hawaii declined his application to build a marijuana business. When it comes to marijuana, Woody is not only a member, but also the creator of the organization Simple Organic Living. Joe Rogan. This New Jersey dude is known for his stand-up comedy and UFC hosting gigs. But he also loves his cannabis. Unlike many famous stoners, Rogan takes a more existential, or even intellectual, approach to his marijuana use. He's written a lengthy blog entry detailing his marijuana use and fitness routine. And he's spoken openly about his Mary Jane use on stage and in interviews with peers. It's evident that marijuana holds a vital place in Rogan's life. And despite his brawny attitude, the sticky icky keeps him calm and relaxed. Carl Sagan. This well-known astrologer authored a moving essay about cannabis for marijuana reconsidered in 1971 under the pseudonym Mr. X. When it came to the benefits of marijuana, Sagan mentioned a greater appreciation for art, as well as a greater sense of spirituality and even better sex. Given the Brooklyn-born icon's recognized intelligence, it's difficult to imagine what he must have seen in his mind's eye after a major bong session. We owe a lot to Sagan in terms of science and science fiction. Therefore we should all be grateful for his dedication to the kush. Kevin Smith. Given the dialogue this writer-director came up with in his 1990s films, it's easy to think he smoked a lot of the sweet leaf back in the day. Smith, on the other hand, was as green as a tokayer by the time he directed Seth Rogen in the 2008 film Zack and Miri Make a Porno. However, Rogan, possibly the most prolific stoner of his generation, changed Smith's mind on famous stoners by demonstrating that functional potheads do exist. In fact, the filmmaker has stated, "I start working the moment I start smoking. That way, no one could ever accuse you of being a fat, lazy stoner." Smith went on to write a TV pilot titled Hollyweed, which is unsurprising. Paul McCartney. While it's no secret that some rock stars enjoy smoking in their spare time, this musical legend went above and above in 1980. Sir Paul McCartney spent over a week in a Tokyo jail after attempting to smuggle a half-pound of high-quality marijuana through customs. Of course, this was years after Bob Dylan introduced him to marijuana and nearly 15 years after the Fab Four recorded Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which was partly inspired by marijuana. Paul has a history of smoking marijuana and getting busted, but he's reportedly traded Mary Jane for margaritas since becoming a grandfather. Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz told George Lopez that she probably got her marijuana from Snoop Dogg, so we'll have to trust her. In retrospect, it might be worthwhile to revisit Cameron's early films to see if Mary Jane made any appearances. Remember, Diaz's ex-boyfriend Justin Timberlake was on our initial celebrity pothead list, so it's possible that Cam and JT smoked a joint together. Cameron has also been caught burning up in Hawaii with Drew Barrymore, so she's a true Hollywood stoner. Dave Chappelle. While many people are familiar with this comedian for his classic stand-up routines and Comedy Central series, it's worth remembering that he also wrote one of the most beloved stoner films, 1998's Half-Baked. At the time, Dave was just your average 20-something celebrity stoner, but his subsequent success allowed him to deepen his relationship with the herb. Dave toqued up with an ex-Marine and allowed his audience got to partake in a 2015 show in Denver, an American city where marijuana is legal. That's how a gentleman pothead does things. Zach Galifianakis. Zach Galifianakis is not just clever and intelligent, but he's also been taught the fine art of pot smoking. Zach even rolled a joint on Real Time with Bill Maher. While it's still unclear whether the blunt was genuine or a case of fake and bake, it's evident that he supports marijuana legalization. Zach has portrayed potheads in films and even managed to smuggle a marijuana illusion into a hosting stint on Saturday Night Live. He appears to be a lot of fun on screen, and given his constant promotion of the green, he definitely knows how to relax off set. Keith Richards. Keith Richards has had a long and fruitful relationship with marijuana, as seen by his longevity. According to music magazine Mojo in 2015, the Rolling Stones have done so many drugs in their lives that they've resorted to smoking doobies for breakfast. After all, why not? You've probably earned it if you've managed to outlast some of rock's most iconic names by decades upon decades. Mr. Richards' memory isn't always the best, yet he manages to stay productive and comfortable, like so many potheads. Don't say Keith doesn't have his weed on his sleeve, whatever you want to call him. Wiz Khalifa. Snoop Dogg, the one and only, was at the top of our first list. But for this installment, we have to hand it up to Mr. Wiz Khalifa, a famous stoner who not only smokes marijuana, but lives it. Pot references may be found in almost every one of his songs, and he isn't afraid to smoke weed in public either. In 2016, Forbes magazine published an article about his marijuana business. Yes, that's a real thing that happened. Wiz smokes so much pot that he doesn't seem to be affected by it anymore, which could indicate that he's perma-stoned. Wiz Khalifa is also your man when it comes to amazing weed-related YouTube videos. What about you? Do you think marijuana should be legal? Please tell us in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more interesting facts about your favorite celebrities.
Thanks for watching.